right. Here, do I sound funny to you guys? Because I sound like I'm really echoing in my ear.
You sound like a radio personality right there. All right, and welcome back to 96.3.
Joe, listen, I ain't trying to start with you already, okay? You better sit back and relax, okay?
Coming out real quick.
He really is. Like, can we just at least intro the podcast first before you start raining on my parade? Okay, great. What's up, clickbait? We are back for another episode. And yeah, once again, Bachelor Nation does not disappoint. We have some really exciting news to talk about this week with the Bachelor Nation breakdown. Also, the clickbait, talking about setting healthy boundaries, which I cannot wait to get into. And we have a Paradise star on our podcast today. Demar is here, and he's going to talk about, well, I would say it was a not so easy transition into Paradise. But
I mean, they showed up. Yeah, him and Ed showed up. You guys watched it this week, but yeah.
I
showed up with energy.
I think his abs might have showed up before Demar's face did, because like his abs, his arms, everything was just popping. I have to say, I was there for it all. So let's get into just the breakdown of it all, shall we?
Yes.
First of all, how are you two doing? I feel like I haven't spoken to you and interacted with you in a minute. You good?
Go, go, go. We've been go, go, go. I think all of us, right?
We've all been very busy.
Yeah, I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Okay,
I like you starting the podcast like this. It's lovely.
All right.
How was Vegas, Tayshia? What was going on? What were you in Vegas for?
I was in Vegas for the iHeartRadio Music Festival, and you guys, it was so epic. I had the honor to present with Big Boy and Youngblood, and I got to present to Khalid starting his set, which is an absolute dream come true. I have followed Khalid since he first released his first song, so it was crazy.
Did you walk the red carpet?
I did. I walked the red carpet with Zachary, which is, you guys, it was our first real public appearance with each other, which is so bizarre. But COVID has really just made it difficult, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Really? That was your
Isn't
first?
That crazy?
Well, red carpet, she means, right?
Yeah. I mean, with MTV, Zach also had a huge, what was he doing? He had a huge thing with recovery. And then, yeah, that's really AMAs. When I presented there, we were still in hiding. And so this is really our first time going out.
I love that for you. Hashtag couples who carpet together. I love it.
Let me tell you, Zach and I tore up Vegas and may have gambled a little too much, but you know what I mean.
Well, but I love the dip on the carpet.
Oh,
so
thank you. It's so funny. We were just trying to change it up a little on the red carpet. You know what I mean?
Baby, dip, come on. Dip, baby,
He's smooth. Well, listen, guys, we have a lot to talk about today. And I'm excited, honestly, just to talk about Little John a little bit. He, truthfully, I feel like is the best host in Paradise. I think that he's just such a light. I love him. He's funny, you guys. And look, I'm a little jealous, and it's not really because of anything else except for the fact that you guys got to hang out with Little John. You got to squirt champagne with Little John. I
thought he was great, but I have a little different opinion. So I think he's a great host.
Do you see Natasha and I's face? We're just like
no, because I
gotta sign off, y'all. I gotta
go.
Whatever he's about to say. This is Joe's views only.
Okay. No. I thought he was great. I thought he was great, and I thought he was.
But what,
when
Joe?
He was there. I thought he was the best host there. I did.
Look, he was the only host there when he was there.
No,
so
I'm saying out of all the hosts, to me, he brought the most energy. I was like, wow. But
David Spade.
Watching it back, I don't know if that's how I feel. I don't know if I felt like in the moment he was the best. He gave me the most energy. He came with the most energy.
Yeah.
But watching it back, I don't know. I think they're all pretty equal. That's my opinion.
Well, we all know that the OG Wells is just nothing can top Wells. But I think that all the new hosts have done a great job. So that's all I was trying to say. But plus, Little John is Team Natasha. And anyone that's Team Natasha, we 100% stand. So that leads us to this week's Bachelor Nation breakdown. Bachelor in Paradise host Little John says he's Team Natasha, and he thinks it's absolutely ridiculous. What was going down? I think that he saw it before his eyes and was just like, okay, the fact that Brennan and Piper did this, And then Chris and Alana did the same thing. I think it's actually very interesting having an outsider come in, watch it happen and go down and be like, not only see all of you guys genuinely trying to find love, but then watching Brendan and Piper play out, then Chris and Alana play out. And he's also just like, yo, people are actually here to find love. The fact that this is what keeps happening, like, I wish he would have just licked them on off.
I mean, he's Team Natasha, but at this point, I feel like even Brendan and Piper are Team Natasha. I think there's only one team playing on this field at this point, and I think that's Team Natasha. So I'm definitely not shocked by that. But it
has to feel good to have none other than Little John, Brody Jenner, Tayshia Adams, Joe Amable. Everyone is Team Natasha. You know what I mean?
How did it feel when he gave you the champagne? And like, it's Lil Jon. Like we grew up listening to him.
Yeah. I mean, I was really shocked. Like my mouth dropped when I saw him walk in. And also I think the one thing that was great is, we were kind of like coming over the hump in Paradise, I think. And his energy just brought so much to.
It was fresh.
Yes, it was such a fresh energy. And it was like for me having a fresh start and then coming in with his like really like boom, 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 like let's spray some champagne. We also did a shot and they talk about that in the article. We got like real shots. He was like, let's do a shot, guys. It's what time is it? Like 6 a.m. Yes. Lil Jon says do a shot.
Kind of energy I need. That's great.
I was so annoyed by that. I was it was legit. It was 6:30 in the morning.
I'm beginning to think you just have a problem with my man, Little John, and I have a little problem with you. That's
there's all clips of me in Paradise just sleeping while everyone else is talking.
Yeah, Joe hit the hump too.
Joe, you're still wearing socks with sandals, so I really don't know if I really care about your opinion right now. I'm sorry. I saw them while you're sitting on that daybed, and I was just, he's still going. He's still committing. Okay.
I can't even defend it at this point.
You really freaking can't.
I did it. I don't care.
I really don't even know if I even want to hear what you have to say at this point. You know what I mean? Because clearly you're a little,
That's fair.
Okay, good.
Take it on the chin.
It's so wild. Yeah, but Lil Jon, he was so great, and he did come in with the best energy. He also just was like, he like pulled me to the side and was like, yo, basically this was fucked up, but we gonna party.
Look,
it's like,
did you ever think in your life that Little John would be like, your situation has been fucked up, but let's party?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, think about that. Like did you ever think you'd be having a side conversation with Lil Jon?
About your love life? No.
Yeah.
No, never thought that.
Yeah.
And also what was funny too is like thought he was kidding when he was like, he literally goes, do you know how to spray champagne? I was like, no, I would never do that to someone. That's so rude. And then he's like, well, all you gotta do is shake it up and put your finger on it, it's gonna spray. And I was like, really? That's how you do it? And literally
You've never sprayed champagne?
I've never on a human.
What?
No, I've never done that.
Not
before.
even in Vegas. I mean,
no, but like I've
what?
done like I've done the champagne shower where like you take the champagne and you like spray it all over yourself and everyone's doing it with each other. I've never sprayed it on, like shook it up and sprayed it on a person. I've never done that before. It was so fun.
Wow. You did it in the most epic way.
Tayshia definitely has.
I mean, maybe once or twice. You know what I mean? But you know what? I think we should probably all be in New York and do it at some point. I think that would be really fun. We could shake it up, maybe depending how this whole thing shakes out.
I was in Miami once, and there was a basketball player whose name should not be named. It was his birthday, and he literally ordered like 32 bottles of champagne, and everyone just sprayed it all. I got out of there. I said, oh no, her hair not going to be messed up today. Oh no.
That's the one thing about champagne. It's very sticky. So it's like, it's fun in the moment, but then it's just like, this is disgusting. Like, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So that's what you have to do at a pool party. At the pool party, it's best because you just jump in the pool after.
Yes.
Anyway.
Also, Bachelor Nation, and they dang on. Listen, Brody Jenner, do you know, 300 people, 700 people, 800 people sent me that dang on video. I saw the video, guys.
Oh, the Brody Jenner one?
Yeah. It was sweet. Yeah. It was sweet. But everyone was sending it to me. They were like, DM him. Also, all the messages about shipping me and Lil Jon, that also was very funny.
Wait, that's hilarious. Honestly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was pretty funny. It was good.
Well, one relationship we do not have to worry about sailing high and just continue to shoot for the stars is Katie Thurston and Blake Moynes. They're doing great. And they're also starting to have some discussions regarding family planning. And, well, I don't really know if it was going to go in this direction, talking about vasectomies with Blake. I don't really know if I was going to say, I don't really know if I want to hear about Blake's vasectomy. But it's a really interesting conversation, actually. And I think that it's interesting because once you get engaged on the show, everyone's asking, so when's the wedding? When are you guys going to have kids? When are you going to make babies? And you're like, actually, I'm just trying to date this person and not date multiple people at the same time. So can you just hold on 1 second? And I love the fact that they're having the conversations of, well, what might our future look like? Does it look like adoption? Does it look like having kids? Does it look like not having kids? And the fact that they're being very open about it, I think is something we actually should appreciate. But I want to know what Joe's thoughts are on vasectomy, because he's grinning from ear to ear right now. Well, and he has a lot to say.
First thing I want to say, the energy you're bringing today in this podcast is fantastic. Sailing high and shooting for the stars. Katie Thurston and Blake, what are you on this morning?
I went on a 5.5 mile run this morning. And honestly, I'm still on New York City time. And I woke up at 5 a.m. I've already had a Celsius. I just had some chai. My best friend's getting me a bagel.
So
I just have a little bit of extra energy.
She's off the caffeine and the endorphins are going.
Okay. So if a guy gets a vasectomy, they go in and they cut you open. I think they would go in through the scrotum. And
okay,
I'm guessing here. I don't know.
Not what the procedure is. What do you think about having a vasectomy is the question, Joe. Not telling us what you think the procedure is.
No one's looking to you. What are you, WebMD? No, okay? We're just trying.
For me, I think when you're in a committed relationship, you want to have sex unprotected. So, oh my God, I believe. Here. Okay, fine. I believe in the pull-out method. If I don't want to have a kid,
wait, Joe. Okay.
So for our listeners, Joe does not believe in having a vasectomy. Got it. Long story short, Joe does not believe in vasectomies. I'm assuming Joe.
No, it's not that I don't believe in vasectomies. I personally would not get one. I rather pull out.
So you like to have other methods of not having a child.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was interesting that they were talking about this as well. I was like, I think that when someone gets together, kids are, of course, if you want kids, if you talk about those type of things. And, she said that they definitely want to have kids. But the main essence of this Bachelor Breakdown article was that they might not want to have them themselves and they might want to adopt. They're thinking about adoption because of how many kids need families in today's society, right? So I thought that was very interesting because they're engaged. They're not married yet, right?
They're engaged.
They're engaged, yeah. And then they also talked about, the fact that he lives in Canada, she's living in America, so they have to figure those things out as well. And I totally dig it. I mean, adoption is a thing that
it's beautiful. It's very exciting.
Yeah, it's great. And just the outlook on bringing more children into the world versus adopting, and the fact that they're being open about that. And yeah, the vasectomy thing took me off guard too, because I was just like, wow, like that's deep, that's deep. But I do know that, or I think, I'm not a doctor, guys, but you can reverse a vasectomy.
Yes, you
vasectomy.
You
yes,
could.
You can.
I actually know that, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think you can reverse getting your tubes tied, right? Once they tie your tubes.
No, you cannot.
Could you untie?
Joe.
Yeah. Joe, okay. Joe, you own one.
We're going to need to mute his mic.
You own one.
I don't know. Just joking.
No, you can't untie
I'm just
them like
Joe King.
Okay.
Wow, I never realized that. Okay, no, Joe, you cannot.
Joking.
But that's Joe's joking, or Joe, whatever. Anyway, moving on. No, but I think it's actually a really good conversation for them to be so open about, especially with their fan base being younger, and just bringing more awareness to being okay with not possibly having children and adopting.
Yes.
I think adoption is great.
I think adoption is amazing. And I think that there are so many kids in the world that need loving homes. And if people are more open to that, like we can really help millions of lives. And so what I was trying to say earlier, when people are just egging you on, like, when you guys getting married, when you guys having kids, like there's so many things to talk about still in a relationship and get to learn. And also sometimes it's what if they don't want to have children? And that's like also a tough conversation to have and just be like, oh, well, guess what? We might not just be open to it. Like, I feel like those are conversations that people should just like let happen organically. Like we shouldn't really be put under pressure as to like, when are you doing this? When are you doing this? Like, I know everybody's excited for it, but I think it's just really cool if they were very vulnerable and open about the possibility of, looking into other means to have children. And they also just want to do a lot of good in the world. So I think that that's really beautiful. And so, yes, Blake, he doesn't want a knife opening him up, but also what?
I was going to say, and clearly they're both great pet parents. You know, he has pets, she has their kitty. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, they still have a family, if you know what I mean. Pets are a family too.
Yeah. So adoption is also a really beautiful thing. So keep opening up about conversations like that.
Yeah, I think those conversations are very important to have.
And for some very exciting news, for our last Bachelor Nation breakdown, Matt James made his Dancing with the Stars debut in an attempt to keep the Mirrorball in the Bachelor family. You guys, I am voting for him 100%. If we could do it 3 years in a row, that'd be freaking epic. I mean...
You know who the last person was that didn't win? Me. Which I can't even believe I got as far as I did because I sucked and it was horrible. But...
So watching Matt... Did you think Matt did better than you did for your first dance?
Oh, yeah, he did. You can tell he's coordinated and athletic. I thought he did great. I think he got, I'm pretty sure he got 3 sixes, which was way too low, in my opinion.
Wow. But you know what? It's his first dance. And I think that, like, you know, if you aim, he's also an athlete. So, like, he's probably very competitive. He's like, oh, wait till I turn those 6s to 10s. You know, like he's probably like going to be like, that's going to be just motivation for him. I will say, I don't know who dressed them, but I was a little distracted by the zebra and the blue and then the blue shoe. I was a little distracted by that. I said, oh, who did that to him? Who did that? Who did that to him? Yeah.
I couldn't get past that. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. That was a little distracting, you know, but maybe that was on purpose, you know, as a first dance, like, let's just look up here, not necessarily my feet quite yet. He got 4 6s, which is a score of 24 out of 40. It's all right. You did great, Matt. We are all rooting for you. You have a lot of rhythm. We have no doubt in the fact that you're going to get the freaking Mirrorball.
All right, so let's do this. Let me ask both of you this question.
What?
All right, so this is a question for the two of you. If you were to premiere on Dancing with the Stars, what dance would you want to do for your first one? And what song would you go to? Perfect world.
Ooh.
I would do the tango.
Okay.
As your first dance?
Yeah, girl.
The tango's my favorite. The tango's definitely my favorite.
Tango's a great one.
It is sexual. It is powerful. It is strong. It is like all things.
So tango is my favorite, absolutely, to watch and everything. And I've already thought about this. Like, I would definitely want to do the tango to Whatever Lola Wants, Lola Gets. Like, that would be like my tango dance. But I feel like the tango's so sexy and like so intense that my first dance, I would maybe want to do like the cha-cha or something like that, opposed to like for me personally, because it's like I want to like build it up, you know, because I'm gonna kill. When I tell you I'm gonna kill,
so you want to do the tango? You want to do the tango on the finale, is what you're
or something like that? Yeah, because I would.
That's your breakout dance. That's your breakout dance.
Yeah,
I mean, I get that. I mean, I'm sorry. I haven't thought out my 10 dances yet, but you asked me what kind of dances I like, and I said I like the tango. It is strong, it is powerful, it is sexy. It shows your feminine side, but also,
so
you know,
sexy.
it's just there's something about it that's just very entrancing.
You know the truth? I'm pretty sure I danced the tango, and right now I have no idea what the tango looks like. I would have no clue.
It's the one when they when you grab the
it's like very
you're like this, and like your face is like super like and then you do the and like you
I did that for Halloween night.
Yes. Like, oh, it's just very like quick and like quick steps, and then you like stop, and then it's sexy.
Very sexy.
So I used to watch Dance with the Stars is by far my mom's favorite show ever.
Yes.
Like how my dad watches sports.
My mom's is Bachelor and Bachelorette. But go ahead. Wrong podcast, guys. Wrong podcast. You're plugging the wrong show here.
No, it's still ABC. Thank you
True.
very much. One.
Yes.
Two, I can't tell a lie. My mom will literally have it on every single TV. She's like, ooh, it's on now. It's on. My dad, if sports or anything, she said, you got to go, honey. You got to go in another room. I'm watching my show. So she's obsessed with it. So I watched it growing up with her. And and she, oh my gosh, she loves Carrie Ann so much. That's a whole other story. But I think as his first dance, he did really well, and he's only going to get better. That's what I saw. I saw so much potential, and I just think he also had so much good like fun energy. We ready? Look, we ready.
No,
Bachelor Nation's ready.
I thought that the season premiere was great. I thought they really brought the energy. It's going to be a fun season. I thought it was really cool to see JoJo Siwa with Jenna.
Jenna was my partner. Jenna's the best.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, yep.
Be the first same-sex couple on Dancing with the Stars. I thought it was amazing. I don't know. It's just like, I guess I never thought that we would see something like that on Dancing with the Stars. And the fact that they did it, I don't know. I think it flowed really nicely, and it was beautiful. She did a good job. We got to cast our votes. Who do you guys think is going to win Dancing with the Stars? Ready?
Yeah, we'll see. Go ahead.
Let's do it on 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Matt James.
Matt James, yeah.
Well, we might be a little biased.
Let's keep it in the family.
We might be a little biased.
Let's go for the 3-peat.
The nation ties run thick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, girl. The blood runs deep. All right. Well, Bachelor Nation, keep doing your thing. Always keeping it exciting.
Let's get into the clickbait of the week. We're talking about setting boundaries in relationships, and I loved this article. It's a Cosmo article, and it was really good. There is a part of it that I want to read to you guys because I love doing this. What are boundaries? Boundaries are ways to protect ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. How we establish boundaries in a relationship and protect our energy. It's very important for relationships with a partner, with our friends, with our family. Look, I'm going to put an asterisk on family because, we get older and our family still think they can tell us whatever the hell they want. And we like, hold on, wait a second. I'm an adult now, right? So that's a big one as well. When you guys saw this article and you guys read this article, do you think that would you say that you're good at setting boundaries in your relationships, all relationships, or do you need help?
I'm a people pleaser. So I think that I have learned to be better with setting boundaries. But I think that I try to do everything, which at times really like bites me in the ass because I end up like when you are so depleted and you are so spread thin, it kind of don't give 100% everywhere. You know what I mean? So I have definitely learned to say no a little bit more and yes to things that I really want, probably honestly within the last 2-3 years. I think just like with age and maturity and with more relationships and even friendships, your circle grows smaller and tighter. And I think that you just don't want to put up with too much anymore. And I think that for me, part of being happy and figuring out what I really want has been saying no to certain things. So,
and just to hit on that, people pleasing and peacemaking, they kind of go one and the same. Avoiding confrontation and all those different things. If you set a boundary and you don't know how someone's going to react to it, that's where the people pleasing comes from. That's where the peacemaking comes from. And they also hit on that in the article as well. But then you feel depleted when you're not saying how you actually feel or what you really want. So, so I 100% resonate with that. And I think women resonate with that too, because we're just taught to just, build and mold and kind of conform to where and what we're doing. So it kind of takes some time, I think, for women to be more selfish and say things, and selfish in a good way, not saying that in a bad way, but saying that in a good way.
Absolutely.
As far as when they can really react on what they want and what they need. Joe, what about you? How are you with boundaries?
I wouldn't say I set boundaries, but I definitely like to have conversations about what makes me uncomfortable or what would make my partner uncomfortable. And I think I could tell when someone's upset about something, or I could just tell it's just they don't feel right about it. And I like to have that conversation on the spot. If I do something that I know is triggering my partner, but it's what makes me comfortable, I'm gonna have that conversation there and then, because it's something that obviously we need to work out, because both people need to feel comfortable and both people need to be happy. And not everyone's gonna be happy about everything, but right. I think it's just really having that conversation and not being, being selfish isn't a bad thing. In a relationship, you have to be selfish to a certain extent, because your relationship's going to grow if you're happy. And that's
selfish when it comes to your happiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And not going against someone, meaning I only care about what I want. No, we're not talking about that type of selfish. No.
Exactly. And there, and there's always a take and give. It's just, and we always talk about it and we always say it on this podcast. And it's really just, communication is so important, and it's such an easy thing to just glide over and push it aside.
I think COVID also really helped with kind of reassessing our boundaries and what we really want to give our energy to. I think that we were such on an up and up, and just it was the next best thing, and you just are kind of I wouldn't say not everybody was keeping up with the Joneses, but it was just kind of go, 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 especially in kind of the world that we are in right now, especially just being Bachelor Nation and all the opportunities you're given. It's just you don't really have time to think, and you kind of just say yes, even if you don't want to. And I think with COVID, all in all, it's kind of just made us reassess what actually makes us happy? What do I actually want to spend my time doing? Who do I actually want to see? What conversations are meaningful to me? What makes me feel depleted or happy or more energized, or, and even spending alone time. I think that is just so important. And so I think COVID was also a really big year for a lot of us to kind of reassess our boundaries.
Absolutely.
I think, Joe, what you were saying as far as saying something on the spot, that is a beautiful way to start and assess your boundaries. People let things fester, people let things go, and then and that's not establishing a boundary. Then it's a blow up, it's an argument, it's a this, it's a that. So I think that's really good. And for all of our listeners, it's okay not to know exactly what those boundaries are. And and the article talks about that's the first thing that you need to do when you are doing. That's the first thing you need to do when you're going to set boundaries. You have to know what makes you feel good, what doesn't make you feel good, and really hone in on that. So, boundaries, baby, boundaries. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at them too.
boundaries. And and this guy that's on our podcast right now, did he have boundaries on the beach? I don't know. You were on that date, Natasha, where the men stripped down, the women were painting the men. Or painting the men? Would that be?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
We
painted them.
The women are body painting.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
The women stripped down too. Spoiler alert. But
there's a lot of naked bodies on this date. But everyone, please welcome to our podcast, Mr. Demar. Demar, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Good. I'm doing good. It's awesome. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, so
it's been a few months.
Tuesday's episode, we see you and Ed come in. You guys are looking good. You run down a lot of energy. One question I have for you, because I'm curious, how did you feel about coming in so late in the season?
So coming in so late, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I felt a little defeated early, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna see what I can make shake, and hopefully make a late connection, because you never know what can happen.
When were you expecting to come in? Did you think you were going to be later, or did you think you were going to be first arrival?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily first arrival by any means, but I thought I would at least be there within like the first, couple of weeks maybe.
Yeah.
But once like the days and days and days and weeks started to roll by, I was like, wow, what time is it? I might not be able to make it. But once I got there into Mexico, into the resort, I think, you know what? I just had a different kind of mindset. I was like, let's just figure it out, because you never know who can be possibly waiting on me or who I can possibly meet.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. And Paradise in itself is already kind of a stressful situation.
Yeah.
But then coming in a couple of weeks late, I mean, your entrance was great. Did you feel like coming in with another person was helpful, coming in with Ed?
100%. I think I would have been a lot more nervous if I would have came down by myself and like so late. It probably been starting to shake and everything. But knowing that I came down with Ed, came down with a familiar face, it definitely helped out, because I felt like me and Ed were trying to feed off each other. Like, all right, Ed, you got this. Like, all right, Demar, you got this. Trying to hype everybody up, because if not, we would have ended up with flat energy. You can't do that.
You guys came in with the best energy. You really did.
Yeah, you did.
You did. And you guys came in with really fun energy.
Good. Thank you.
What made you want to come to Paradise?
Overall, I just wanted to put myself back out there. I was like, I had a pretty great experience, with Tayshia over there. And I thought, like, you know what? I think I can figure it out again. But now that I was able to, watch myself back and seeing kind of like where my romantic flaws were, I think I could have, tweaked that a little bit, and hopefully it would give me like a little redemption to meet somebody fresh, new, and just ready to mingle,
Yeah.
Yes.
Was there anybody that you were looking forward to seeing? I know you wanted to see Marissa. Was there anybody else?
I think now that I was able to watch it back to see who was even there before I got there, I was able to see some great people. I think like Deandra's was always somebody that I really wanted to meet. Even Serena, that was probably could have been a pretty cool interaction. I feel like she had pretty fun energy. And then I was able to meet you, Natasha.
Take it easy, Demar, okay? What the fuck? I'm sitting on this podcast.
Stop it. He had no shame. He said Serena, and Joe is sitting right here.
Good for you.
No, the other Serena C.
Serena C.
Serena C. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. We're having fun.
Joe, just took a drink of water, because he's look how ready he is.
Don't even talk about Serena. Look, just stop.
I thought it was off this damn show. You got palm trees in your background.
I forgot everybody has the same first name, right? But no, like there was just so much energy that I saw on the screen. I was like, wow, I feel like we'd be able to mesh. So now I'll just name a few. I'm sure there was a whole lot more that that didn't cover, but
Yeah, no, that's wild. And then, okay, so you come in, you guys have a double date. I also went on this date, not with you, but what did you think of the painting date? Because it was interesting.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah. The painting date, overall, I liked it, but it's just funny because like I actually genuinely like painting, but then when I'm like put on the spot to paint, I'm like, I don't know what color, what makes blue, green. I'm over here just perplexed. So when it comes down to it, I really enjoyed the painting date. Being vulnerable a little bit and all that kind of stuff was very fun. But yeah, I just overall enjoyed myself because painting's like right up my alley. I just hope that I was able to, portray it as such.
Well, I feel like, I don't know, you came in a little late to Paradise, and soon after you came in fact, y'all had to evacuate because of the storm.
Yeah.
So I feel like you, your experience there was a little, I don't know, you didn't really get to spend a lot of time with everybody on the beach. How did that feel? Like, did you feel like you got a fair shot?
Coming in late, I feel like nobody really feels like they had a really fair shot. But at the same time, being dealt with the hands I was given and given the amount of time that I was allotted, I feel like I definitely gave it my all on that amount of time. So granted, I wasn't able to meet, connect, talk, laugh, and joke with people that were there and just get to know them on like a personal level. But I think with the time given, I was able to give as much as I could.
Yeah. Yeah. And what people like, we evacuated the next day because of the storm, but that night the storm started And I remember, Demar, we were like, because we had to like stop production, and you and Ed came in, and we were all just sitting around, and you guys had all this energy, and we were like,
you guys were tired.
Yeah, we were like nobody was even. I felt so bad for you guys because I was like, it was the first time I was meeting you, and I was like, I want everyone to, to feel positive about this experience, and we were just drained.
Yeah, and we knew.
I fully understood.
We knew something was happening because so the day that you guys came in, the tide on the shore was coming up to like the day beds, and it had not been like that at all.
Wild.
Yeah, it had not been like that the whole time we were there. Then you guys come in, then we go, and remember they were like, and also a little nugget for you guys. Our date got cut short because of the rain, right? Like we were supposed to have a whole different part of our date and we couldn't because we ended up having to evacuate. And I was like, this water started coming here and then it went all the way to the stairs at one point even. I was like, this is so crazy. So yeah, it was I will say personally, and I know a lot of the other girls had the same sentiment. From the beginning, people were talking about Demar coming in. Like, oh, when is Demar going to get here? When is Demar going to get here?
I thought you were.
That actually makes me feel good about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that has to make you feel good. Come on.
It does.
Even on the first day when people were coming down the stairs, it was like, wait, is that Demar? Like, no. Like, seriously, people were very excited to hear that you were coming to Paradise.
And I remember watching you on the Men Tell All for Tayshia season and thinking you were going to be a big person in Paradise, just the way you handled yourself. And I think I forgot what you were talking about on the Men Tell All because it was a while ago, but I think it was the Noah Bennett bullshit.
About all the age, I think, because he was saying about being emotionally basically intelligent and everything. And I was like, I think it comes down to experience. Like with age comes just a number. It depends on, you could have the same 40-year-old dude and it could be a 25-year-old guy, but they live through different circumstances, different events in their lives, to where that 25-year-old guy might actually know a thing or two more than the other person and been through a lot more and had to deal with a lot more and carry a lot more baggage than the 40-year-old person, for example. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so let's fast forward to the storm's over. We get hit with a cocktail party, rose ceremony in the day. First time that's ever happened.
Yep.
It seemed on the date that you hit it off with Chelsea. One, did you feel like you guys had a real connection?
Yeah.
I did. I was excited about Chelsea. I felt like we've connected on that date, and I was like, you know what? I really don't know. Because I guess she told me on the date that she was now with Aaron, I guess soon before that or before that. And I was like, I actually don't care. Whatever you guys did on that date, I really feel like our date topped that. I feel like our connection topped that. And I had no proof to stand on, but I was like, you know what?
Well, that's the right attitude.
We're good.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm good.
What made you take Chelsea on the date? What was it about her that you liked?
I felt like energy. So now that I'm able to watch it back and I saw everything that you went through, Natasha, I was like, I can tell where Chelsea came in later with different kind of newer,
100%,
energy. And I felt
100%.
like coming back from what you had to go through took a lot more emotional strain a little bit. And so
Absolutely.
like, you were just like, you were happy to see me. I was happy to see you. I was all like, well, what's up? Like, I felt like, we're good, right? And you're like, yeah, don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, just tell me what's up, right? So that's kind of like, I was there. I was there for you. I had no clue what was going on before I got there. And then, so I based my decision on strict, just like energy. It's like, all right, who is giving me like something that I can, work with on a date?
Yeah.
You
Chelsea
did great though, Natasha.
Chelsea, I will say that watching Chelsea on the screen and especially in this episode, like she's just so fun and vibrant and amazing. And so we were both so happy to go together. We were like getting ready together. Yeah, she's amazing. She's gorgeous. And we were getting ready. We were like, okay, we were both going to wear black bikinis at one point. We were like, we can't both show up in black bikinis. It was a lot of fun.
It seemed to be a great date. And then we get to the cocktail party and we all see what happens between Ivan and Aaron. How did you feel sitting there? Like, I just had a great date with this girl, and now these two other guys are fighting over her. What is going on?
Yeah, it went from a love triangle to a love square. It felt like real quick. I was like, what is this? I did not know it was going to be like this.
You had no idea.
At all. I was sitting there like, you can see me just like, wow, I'm like just being a big spectator. But I will say that when it came down, I felt genuinely that I'd say Aaron shouldn't have been, like, if I was upset, Bill be upset, I feel like he shouldn't have been more upset than I was. Just because I know that, say, I'm is my guy. I know what happened between him and Chelsea. Cool. All is fair, love is war kind of thing. And I just went on a date with her. So I felt like, I mean, you're right. All right. We're not, you know what? But when it comes down to, I felt like the anger that Aaron seemed to portray, I felt like he could have looked at me and was like, you know what? How upset is Demar right now? Is Demar composed? Is Demar saying that? And I'm not saying he had to imitate me in the slightest, but he looked at me and was like, you know what? If Demar, let me go talk to Demar. Let me see what's Demar feeling right now. Just because I feel like if he's not that upset, he must know something. He must, like, I don't know. I feel like the combative part of it to control. And then they just stepped up to each other, and that's when I know I was like, all right, let me see what's going on, y'all. Let's kind of break this up a little bit. Let's calm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say for me watching it, knowing that I think the reason why he got so upset was because knowing that Ivan literally said, I'm not here to take anyone's girl, I'm not here to take anyone's rose, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like we've seen this happen a few times with Aaron. I love Aaron. He's really great. But we see that when people, it's almost like, you have to say fighting words. It's like when someone lies to him, or when he feels that someone has lied to him or disrespected him in a certain way, saying one thing and then doing another thing. We saw it with Tammy. We saw, we see this happen so many times. We saw it with Thomas. It's like, wait, what? And he confronts it in a way that not everybody would confront it.
Yeah, he's got a short fuse at that point.
Yeah. There you go. That's the perfect way to put it. He has a short fuse. And I think that if he had a conversation with you or anyone on that beach, to be honest, with anyone on that beach, and they said, I'm not going for Chelsea, and then they go for Chelsea, I think he had the same type of reaction type of thing. And I don't think that it was anything specific towards Ivan. I just think that the conversation that they had right before that, and then he saw them kissing, and also, differently, the thing that happened when you see these couples forming and you're so excited about someone and you've already been hurt on this beach, you're kind of like, wait, what? I didn't have to worry about this, but I kind of feel like if I saw one of the two guys that I went on a date with just like making out with a girl and she had just told me that she wasn't going to do that or something, I don't know how I wouldn't have done that, but I don't know how I would have reacted either. It would have just been like, wait, what? So it was tough. It was definitely crazy in real time being there. But I remember saying, Demar, this unproblematic king over here, just like, he's not in this. He's not even trying to get in this. And I love that. No, I really did. I loved that. And in my opinion, when I was talking to the girls about it, they were like, yeah, Demar is like, it's about Chelsea and Chelsea making her decision. At least that's what it resonated to me and the other girls, opposed to let's fight over this girl that she has to make the decision. She has the rose.
Exactly. So like during all this, I recall that there was a moment when literally she came to the bar, Chelsea came to the bar, and I'm sitting there. I was like, hey, do you want some water? Do you want some drinks? I feel like what you're seeing right now, they're doing this in a way that may not be conducive to your own love and heart and interest right now. I'm genuinely here for you. I'm asking you, how's your day going? How's your cocktail party going? Do you want some more? Like, are you thirsty? Like, let's get some food. Like, I'm still trying to show that I'm not doing anything but spending my every time that I have to offer to you right now. And that's kind of how I wanted to go about it.
Do you regret that approach, or you stand by it?
No, I mean, I don't, Joe, because if I would have been a third person in that fight, you know what? We all would have been kicked out. I mean, there wouldn't have been any reason for me to hop in a fight that wasn't about necessarily me. That was between Ivan, that was between Aaron, and I just wanted to be there for Chelsea and show you that, hey, I have something to offer you. Let's chit chat, let's talk. While you spectate this fight, let's like talk about something else to kind of get your mind off that. That's kind of the approach that I want to take.
And truthfully, I feel like that goes a long way as opposed to just like engaging in that fight for what? Like it would have looked so bad and so weird for you to engage in that because like you had just gotten there. What are you trying to do? What's your motive here?
Exactly.
It would have seemed, even if it was genuine, it would have seemed fake.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you stayed true to yourself, even though it is difficult coming in late. But damn, I wish you came in earlier. I feel like you would have had a lot of amazing prospects. And again, Natasha just said it. You had a lot of people saying your name from the beginning. I mean, we even saw Marissa, who was clearly in a relationship with Riley, was like, you were the guy that I wanted to see. There's only one person on my list. So look, it might not be this time. Can't say there's not going to be another time, but who knows? What's
I mean, you never know.
You
just gotta stay level-headed and keep my mind and everything heart open, and then just see where it's just my fault.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you one last question, and I don't want you to hold back.
Yeah, cover your ears. I think I know where he's going with this.
Oh no.
Jesus. Your experience. How is it different from the Bachelorette on Paradise? Don't hold back. We don't care.
Honestly, talk shit about me. It's fine.
No.
But if you do, I'll come after you. You understand?
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I understand. No. So at the end of the day, the biggest thing that everybody knows and says, like, when you're on The Bachelorette or The Bachelor, you are trying to get the heart of just one person. And like the entire time, you have to compete. And you're not in the love triangle, you're in the love, octagon, whatever. Like you're currently battling,
whatever octagon. 30 is,
yeah, right. You're currently battling every moment you wake up to just get attention, to just be seen, just be heard. And that's like a tough part because you're like, I'm drained. I'm really trying my best. And you guys all been through that at one point in time or another. And so when it came down to me being like, oh, I'm on a beach. There's more than one lady here. I can get to know other people. I can talk to 3 or 4 people and not feel guilty. Like I can do that. It gave me the luxury and the freedom to just kind of more so be myself rather than always have to jock for position. Because being able to, be yourself and just to sit back and laugh and, spectate and just be with that person you really want to be with, it says something about you and your character and who you actually like to, get to know versus you kind of being, I guess, pigeonholed to, all right, I got to act this certain way for me to get to her attention in this certain group date or in this setting or in this cocktail party, like you have to fight through people. And I don't want to come off like that,
That's interesting. That's actually that's a really interesting perspective, saying like, maybe on Paradise you could be more yourself and like you're able to just be whoever and find people that are attracted to that, as opposed to being on The Bachelorette. You kind of are trying to stand out a little bit more. Yes, you still be yourself, but I don't know, you might do things that you necessarily might not or normally do. You know what I mean?
Totally.
You're trying to get the hearts of or the eyes of one person.
Yeah, you're going over the top when necessarily you might not. And that
exactly.
Yeah.
And on Paradise, it's more like laid back. I don't know. Like, let's see if this relationship works. If that doesn't, well, guess what? There's another one. It's it's interesting. Maybe that's why there's a lot of successful relationships coming out of Paradise.
Yeah.
True. True.
Paradise, describe it in one word for you, Demar.
One word. I'm gonna say complex. It was complex. At the end of the day, like, because there was a lot of things that unraveled because not everything's in your control. So like you're dealing with, so for me, I had to deal with shutdown. I had to deal with weather. I had to deal with not knowing things that people already else knew about other people when I got there. And so I had to deal with trying to get information as fast as I can and give it back in a way that's still authentic and genuine. I still want to, like, it was tough. Because I'm basically hearing all these stories and things that happen through people's mouths and their experiences and from their point of view, not necessarily things that I experienced firsthand. And so I think as a whole, it was more complex for me.
Wow.
Very complex. That's a great word.
Well, Demar, I don't think it's the end of the road for you. I feel like I know you. Well, we have gotten to know each other, and I feel like you're a genuine, nice human being. So wishing you all the best.
Demar, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you. It was nice seeing you again. Thank you so much.
Man, hey, Joe, Tayshia, Natasha, all you guys, thank you so much for having me. Much love.
Anytime.
Exactly.
Anytime.
And tell our listeners where they can find you.
Ooh, well, you can find me on the good old Instagram at DJ from SoCal. If you're ever in Arizona and want to take a spin class, you can find me at, it's called the Madison Little Spin Studio with all the lights. It's basically like a nightclub on a bike.
Woo!
So I got that for me. And
I'm coming. I'm doing that when I come to Arizona.
Do that. A lot of my friends, all that stuff. And then I got playlists on Spotify as well. Just look up this Demar Jackson. You'll see me on there. I got playlists for my classes, playlists from our Bachelorette playlist. I got stuff for you guys to listen to.
Amazing.
I love music, so yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Demar.
Thanks, Demar.
I have to say, that's one thing I did take away from my season of Bachelorette with Demar. He has such a great energy and a great outlook on life. He truly is such a sweet guy. So happy he was able to come on the podcast today. I love that he stays true to himself and isn't into the whole drama and I don't know, the craziness of it all. So thanks, Demar, for being you. But also thanks to our listeners for listening to another episode of Clickbait. We love y'all and can't wait for you guys to hear us next week.
Yes, and as always, make sure to subscribe and submit all your burning questions. Check us out on social and comment, DM us. You know where to find us at ClickbaitBN on Instagram and Batch Nation Pods on Facebook and Twitter.
And share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you're looking at this week. Subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Wondery app, or wherever you guys are listening right now. We will see you next week. Bye.